Hey, it's Angie, and we're here live with Survival Radio Network, and I am here at the Wealth Building 2017 event. I'm here with Clyde Anderson, the man in finance. We're going to talk a little bit about millennials and their finance. Clyde, share with us a little bit about the top 2 things you think millennials need to do this year to make sure that their finances are in order.
I love that's a great question. I think the things that millennials have to do this year is, one, first know exactly who they are. And a lot of people, you won't hear people say that when they talk about finances, but if I don't know who I am, how do I know where I'm going or what I want to do? So when you know who you are, you kind of know how you're wired and what you want to achieve in your life.
I love that.
That's the first step. Then you've got to have a plan of action to go get it.
Nice.
And in that plan of action is setting goals. It's actually understanding where I am and where I want to go. So when I know where I am and where I want to go, it's a lot easier to get there.
I love that.
So I think if they start there, and then you can realize, what do I actually have in my inventory versus what's coming out of my storehouse.
Yes.
When I know what's coming in versus what's coming out, I can get a good picture of what I'm working with.
Right. So basically keep it simple this year, right?
Yes.
Know where you're starting from.
Yes.
Start where you are with what you have and build on that.
There it
Chart
is.
a course to your own success.
That's
right?
it. That's what you have to do.
A lot of millennials are looking for that this year, especially I've seen. They're entering into different challenges and things to help them save money, start goals, live a better life. What would you say to a millennial who's looking to leap from their job? What's the thing that you would tell them to do before they do that?
Before they take that leap, they've got to have a plan. And the plan is crucial. And it's not a complicated thing where they've got to know all the answers to everything. You got to know what your product is, how much it's going to cost you to get your product, how much will you sell it for, and how will you let everybody know you have it. Those are the things that need to be in place to make sure that you got something solid, a model that will work. Because once you jump out there without a net, there's nothing to save you. And so you got to be ready to jump out there. I say keep the job as long as you can until that income that you're working on begins to exceed the income you already have.
That makes so much sense, because a lot of them are taking that leap, not realizing that the job that they have that's bringing in a steady income is their sponsor to get them to the next level.
That's it.
I'm so glad you came today. So tell me a little bit about the advice that you would give to a business owner who's been a little bit seasoned, but they're on that roller coaster, income up and down. What's some advice you would give to them about saving and cutting back?
One of the first things I would tell them is get comfortable being uncomfortable. You got to be comfortable being uncomfortable if you are an entrepreneur. So that's the first thing. The ebb and the flow is a part of the thing. That's entrepreneurship. So once I get comfortable being uncomfortable, then I can go ahead and keep doing what I'm doing and focus on that thing that you do well. A lot of entrepreneurs get caught up in doing everything. Sometimes we do have to multitask, but you've got to stay in that lane and be focused on that thing that you do special. That's your gift, that thing that stands out that people say you do well, because otherwise you can get lost in the minutia of doing everything else.
I absolutely love that advice, because so many of us do try to wear so many different hats. We want to wear the specialty hat, the CEO hat. We want to do so many things in our business, and let's face it, some businesses do have a lot of moving parts. So it makes sense to make sure your time is spent wisely on that thing that you're good at.
Makes sense.
I love it. I love it. Now, I'm going to ask a question that I know a lot of people want to know, especially in entrepreneurship. How do they track their spending, and should they be doing projected sales every year? You got to track your spending. That's one of the things I think that gets a lot of us caught up, is not tracking their spending. I learned a long time ago that Rockefeller kept a ledger, and even when he bought a piece of gum, he would write it down. Like, he was one of the richest men in the world, and he wrote down how much a piece of gum cost and that he bought it. So we have to track everything that we're doing, because that's the only way you know what you're doing, where you've been, and how you're spending your money. So once I do that and I'm tracking it, I can go back and look at it. Sure, you got to project, but you can't rely on all those projections, because projections will lead you astray. Absolutely.
They're needed to know that I've got potential here. I can do this. This is possible. But I've got to go back to my history. History is the best teller. So if I go back to my history and see what I did last year, let's depend that I'm going to do that this year again. You know, I want to project that I'm going to do more, but I know I'm safe in this area if I at least get here by this time.
I absolutely love it. So you guys heard it here first. Get a plan, track everything, and chart a course to your own success. Thank you so much, Mr. Anderson. This has been an awesome interview. This has been Angela live at the 2017 Wealth Summit.